beautiful shape, because that is a gorgeous shape. So I want to be drawn to her face and the shape. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a grid. And I have a 25, right? It's 25. Yeah, 25-degree grid here. So what it'll do is it'll focus light on her face. And I'm also going to use the idea of the bucket of water. So not only am I going to add the grid, but I'm going to bring it closer. So I'm going to try to get light just here and then everything else falling to shadow. If you've ever tried to shoot in silhouette before and you could not get it to work, here are a couple reasons why. If you have a white wall 5 feet out of the picture, what's happening is this is a lot of light. You can see this light right here. It's bouncing onto this background and onto here, and it's bouncing over here, and then it's bouncing back to your subject. And let's say I have a white wall right behind John. It's all white fill cards. It's all white reflectors. So if you're trying to get it so that there's no light on the front of your subject and you're having a problem, you might have to use V-flats. So we've got some V-flats over here. And do you mind bringing out one of these? You can get these at arts and crafts stores, or you can make your own from things at Home Depot. And what V-flats are is they're basically 4 by 8 foot pieces of foam core. And one side's white, one side's black, and you usually tape 2 of them together. So you've got the white that you use to reflect, and the black that you use to eat light. So could you put the black out against that wall? Now, this wall is far enough back that it's not going to be a problem, but I just wanted to show you something that you could use for your space. And they're relatively inexpensive. You could also hang white fabric. Technically, the best type of studio to have is blackout, like everything black everywhere, because then you control every light. So the light bouncing off the background, it'll just stop there. It won't reflect anywhere that you don't want it to. But black studios sometimes feel like dungeons, which is probably not the best idea for like family portraits. So a better option might be doing something like this. So just keep this in mind. If you've got a small studio space where you want white walls to open it up, white walls also affect your photography. So you might want something like that. Okay, so we've got that there. I've added the grid on, well, John added the grid on, the 25-degree grid. And then as I said as well, I want to bring it closer to her to focus the light as well. So I'm going to try to bring it as close as possible without getting it in my shot. And even if it's in my shot, I could also Photoshop out a leg if I needed to. But that's probably, let's see, maybe right there is probably about as close as I can get it. All right, so let's take a look at that. Perfect. Good. Great. And I'm gonna have you look up to the light. Okay, cool. So what I notice as well is I close down a little bit so that background in the back is getting a little bit gray. I'm gonna probably just point this light up a little bit more and turn it up a tiny bit. And I'm just watching. I do this a lot to see how much it's hitting her arm. And so the cameras can see it's hitting her arm a bit. So this is where, can I put the cinefoil on? I think I've wadded some up around there. Cool. So I'm going to put it here so that I can pull it back a little bit more, turn it up, but not worry about hitting her. If the whole point is I want to have like silhouette down the bottom of her body. Thank you. Cool. Let's see. I'm going to actually go like this. Okay. So now it's not hitting her at all, but I am getting that spread on the background. All right, let me get out of here. All right, so let me try one more. Cool, so can I put up the high key version, the bright version, and the version that we've focused the light in? So it gives me a lot more drama this way. If you have the tile board, it'll be nice and clean. So it's just kind of 2 different shots. However, yeah?
Really quick, can I get a clarification for Henry? Grid numbers. The higher the number is the more narrowly focused or wider?
Wider.
Okay.
Bigger numbers are wider, smaller numbers are tighter. So like 5-degree grid is really small.
Perfect.
So this one's 25. Do they even make smaller grids for these?
I'm not sure about beauty dishes. Most of them are in
usually
the
just
25 to 40 range.
Yep. Yeah.